What's the most important thing an artist can do to promote him or herself if they can't afford to hire a publicist or a marketing team? Okay, so when you're an artist, I would say the number one thing you're trying to do when you're just really getting your feet wet and trying to make a name for yourself is you're trying to play as much as possible. You're trying to become as well known as you can in your local area and the surrounding areas. So how do you do that, right? Well, there's some no-brainer things. Of course, you want a website, you want to be very visible on social media, and you want to have your music or your video content of your live shows or whatever you've got to offer available for people to learn about you. Now, I'm not going to get into it here, but I've got a whole lesson on video content and some immediate tips for better video content, which is also posted, so please watch that. But let's get back to this question. So, publicist and marketing team. Yeah, you probably can't afford a publicist and a marketing team right off the bat because most of them are going to require a monthly retainer and a minimum level, a minimum amount of money. So before you go that far, I think the first thing every artist should do is clean up their social media sites. And by that, I mean, first of all, take down anything that is offensive, anything that is controversial. If you want to be politically engaged and you want to stand for causes, then that's fine. But what you need to understand is the more polarizing you are on social media, the more potential fans you may be alienating. Again, it's a personal choice, and I'm not here to tell you what to do in that regard because I know it's a very personal decision, but I just want to explain the facts. So I always recommend go through your social media sites. Look for anything that is highly political that might offend half your fan base. If you're a religious person, that's fine, spiritual, whatever, whoever you pray to, doesn't matter to me. But if you are going to be religious on your social media sites, just know that it might make some people uncomfortable. Again, if you're fine with that, and that's your choice. But keep that in mind. So politics, religion, those are two polarizing topics. Also, rights issues, animal rights, human rights. So certainly if you have anything up that's at all offensive in the slightest racist way at all, even if it's not intended to be that way, really look at everything with a critical eye. Really make sure that no one could be offended by the post you have up. So you want to look at that. And again, animal rights. A lot of people are very, very passionate about animals' rights. And if you are someone who hunts, just know that that is going to be offensive to some people. So again, I always recommend use your social media sites for your professional face, basically, for the image and the professional persona that you want to put out there. And I'm not encouraging you to be fake at all, but I'm just saying you might want to have some private accounts for some of the more personal stuff, the stuff that you just want your closest friends and family to see or you want to share with them. So I would say go through the social media sites, take down anything that you think might be slightly controversial at all, get that out of there. And then I would go through and look with a critical professional eye. So I mean really look at what you've got posted that shows you as an artist. And if you've got video content that's more than a year old, I would go ahead and take it down because you've likely improved tremendously in the past year. So you want to show your best at all times. So why show people something from 2 years ago or 3 years ago? And I know sometimes it's kind of a sentimental thing. It's like, that was my first time, playing live in my hometown, and you want to have it up there. What I say is take it down if it's not really reflecting where you are currently, but save it. Don't get rid of any of this stuff because save it for the documentary one day. Save it to put into a music video or some other format that it makes sense to show where you started or, here I was in my very first show. But when you are trying to build a fan base and you are trying to gain the respect of the industry, you want to show your best at all times. So take down anything that's more than a year old and just keep fresh content up at all times. So that is my first tip. Also, I want you to watch my lesson on video content, because if you have video content that is not showing you in your best light, it might have been from last week and you had a great show, but the video content didn't really reflect that, then it's better to not have it up. So sometimes no content is better than bad content. Okay, that's what I always say. So you always want your best up there or nothing. So watch that lesson, because there's a lot of other tips in there. Now, let's talk about how you promote yourself. I knew I had more. Okay, on social media, it's so easy as an artist to, first of all, follow other artists, right? Follow other artists you admire, other artists in your genre, artists outside of your genre, because I think we're in a world now where we are not just specific genre based anymore, right? Everybody loves everything. So you might be a country artist, but you admire this punk rock band that's also from your hometown or college town. So support each other. I say cross promote each other. So you need to follow them. You need to reach out to them on social media by tagging them, by commenting, by liking their stuff. Anything you can do to help promote someone else is promoting you at the same time. So when you're liking someone else, now they notice you, and now hopefully they'll like you back, they'll follow you back. And same thing if you tag somebody else, and give them a compliment, hey, great show last night, or congratulations on whatever award you just won, or whatever the case may be, that shows their fans that A, you are a confident and secure artist because you are happy to compliment others and support others, number one, which is always appealing. And number two, now they're aware of you. So their fans become aware of you because you've liked or commented or tagged their favorite artist. So that is the quick, easy, free way to try to cross-promote yourself with other artists and their fan bases, okay? That also could lead to some collaborations with them. So, you never know what would come of it. So just again, reach out to other artists. I think there's a lot to be said for synergy and for just putting good karma out. I think it comes back to you in tenfold. So definitely do that. I want you to, just like when you're looking at your posts for your best performances or your best examples of your art, you want to take down anything that's not showing you in the best light. Think about your image as well. Think about how you're showing up online. So is your website really reflecting your level of professionalism, or is it something that was done when you first started out and it's really very amateur looking and it's time to upgrade that? If it is, you need to go ahead and do that. And if you have to invest a little bit of money to have someone do it for you, by all means, please do that. You want things that look professional and crisp and clean and not like you did them when you were in 8th grade. So I would say look at everything you've got online and really ask yourself, if you were a buyer for a major venue in the region and you came across this website of this artist you don't know anything about, would you be impressed? Or would you think, oh, they're a newbie and they're not ready for me yet, so pass? That's really all you have to ask yourself. So always put things out there that reflect where you are in your career and where you're going. So always make it look professional, clean, no typos, accurate information, links that work, all that. So again, I'll have a whole lesson on all that, but that's just a quick tip. The other thing to do as far as helping promote yourself is you really need to do the legwork. You're going to have to get on the phone. You're going to have to send emails out about yourself to area bars, clubs, festivals. Really try to get on their radar. And again, just make sure anything you send them is well written, it is professional, it is, you're using proper grammar. Really just present yourself as the most professional you possibly can, because you are your own publicist right now. So you need to do that job and you need to put that hat on.